Okay, so good day my fellow taong bayan, mga Kasimor, at ngayon po pag-usapan na natin tong oil crisis sa Pilipinas, kung meron ba talaga. Kasi as of today po, March 23, 2026, ang sabi po ni Yusek Claire Castro, wala pa po tayong maaring tawaging oil crisis. Okay, so take note po, this was 7 hours ago na post po ng News 5 dated March 23, 2026. Pero ang kina-confuse ko lang po dito is because may ganito rin pong statement yung admin, which is also dated March 23, 2026. 2 hours ago naman po sa News 5. So medyo bago-bago to. At ang nag-declare po nito is of course si President Marcos, pero ang nagpaalam po sa media is si Yusek Claire Castro din. So yung first question dyan, hindi ko po sure kung ito ba ay nangyari sa same press conference nito kasi it is contradicting and confusing. Diba? So anyway po, tingnan lang natin dito ang sabi po ni Yusek Claire, pinag-utos ni Pres Bongbong Marcos ang pagbuo ng crisis committee sa gitna ng patuloy na tensyon sa Middle East. Bago pa po may nagsuggest na gumawa ng crisis committee, nag-utos na po ang Pangulo na maggawa officially ng crisis committee. So wala pong nagsuggest kay PBBM nito, kundi siya lang daw po yung nag-utos na gumawa officially ng crisis committee according to Yusek Castro. Okay, so again, yung na-confuse lang po ako kasi contradicting to dito kasi wala pa nga daw pong oil crisis, pero despite that ay gagawa na tayo ng crisis committee. So of course, yung crisis committee naman, theoretically, ang purpose niyan is to combat mga crisis sa bansa natin. So when we talk of crisis, ang isa pong type of crisis is of course an oil crisis. Diba? So anyway po, ang mangyayari po for today's video, i-discuss po natin kung ano ba talaga yung batas na applicable sa mga crisis sa bansa natin, yung mga oil crisis po na yan, and other mga crisis po na pwede harapin ng isang bansa. Tapos i-discuss ko din po sa inyo kung ano ba yung mga constitutional provisions applicable to that, ano po ba yung power ng presidente talaga at ng Congress in relation sa mga crisis, and magdi-discuss din po ako ng isang kaso kung saan nagkaroon ng declaration of oil crisis. So yan po magiging discussion natin for today. Okay, so for the law that is applicable to this is our oil deregulation law pa rin po, which is RA 8479 February 10, 1998. So this is actually a very old law na po. Ito yung an act deregulating the downstream oil industry and for other purposes. So in summary po, ang purpose ng batas nito ay para hindi po ma-regulate ng government yung presyo ng langis dito sa bansa. So currently po kasi because of this law, ang basihan po ng presyo talaga ng langis natin ay nakadepende sa world market. So kung tumaas po sa world market, tataas din po yung presyo natin dito. Okay, so hindi ko na di-discuss yung iba pero yun lang naman yung important so far kasi kung ako po ang tatanungin ninyo, the current crisis, tawagin ko na pong crisis kasi para sa akin parang crisis na po is the presyo po yung problema talaga natin kasi halos nag times 2 na yung presyo ng diesel in a span of, I think wala pa pong 1 month, diba? So pag tumagal pa, most likely tataas at tataas pa talaga yun. Okay, so anyway po, ang applicable provision sa atin is in Section 14 of RA 8479 and to be specific, ito pong letter E. So kung makita po ninyo, in times of national emergency when the public interest so requires, the DOE may, during the emergency and under reasonable terms prescribed by it, temporarily take over or direct the operation of any person or entity engaged in the industry. Okay, so ang first question po talaga natin dito is tama ba na yung sinasabi palagi ng admin ngayon na wala pa daw po tayong oil crisis is because madami pa naman daw po tayong supply ng gasolina. So ipakita ko lang po sa inyo kasi in-explain yan dito ni Yusek Claire. So sabi po ni Yusek Claire, kita nyo naman no, sa ngayon po, sa payo na rin ni DOE Secretary Sharon Garin sa ating Pangulo, wala pa po tayong maaring tawaging oil crisis sa bansa. Pag sinabi po nating oil crisis, maliwanag din po ang sinabi ni Sec Garin na sa ngayon ay hindi pa i-consider na mayroon po tayong oil crisis dahil kompleto pa po tayo at enough po ang supply ng langis. So in very simple terms, madami pa daw po tayong supply, therefore walang oil crisis according to the administration of PBBM. Yan po yung explanation nila. So going back po yung question natin, yun lang ba talaga yung basihan para mag-declare ng crisis or ng national emergency? So yung crisis po is another term lang for national emergency. So dito po makita natin ang gamit ng 8479 is national emergency. However, despite the difference in terms, considered pa rin po yun ang crisis kasi crisis naman po is basically a national emergency. Okay, so anyway, going back, ang pinaka-question nga po natin, sufficient ba yun explanation na yung basihan lang ng pag-declare ng crisis ay kung wala na ba tayong sapat na supply ng langis? At kung ako po ang tatanungin ninyo, hindi po yun sapat na basihan kasi ang sabi po sa batas, and it is very clear, when the public interest so requires. So when you say the public interest so requires, kung ano ba yung interest or yung kailangan ng public in relation to that national emergency. Diba? So in other words, very flexible po yung ginamit na term ng batas at depende po siya talaga on a case-to-case basis. Hindi po siya dapat maging fixed formula na babasihan lang is the supply. Because again, ang term lang naman po dito in times of national emergency when the public interest so requires. Diba? And under reasonable terms prescribed by it. Okay? So, ang point ko po dito, kung ang public ngayon, ang interest ng public ngayon ay mukhang national emergency or crisis na because of the high prices ng fuel natin, then that can already be considered as an oil crisis. Okay? So again, hindi po pwedeng basihan na yung supply lang sapat ay wala tayong crisis kung dumoble na yung presyo because dapat nga po yung public interest yung kino-consider. Diba? So yan po ang kailangan nating tandaan. So ngayon, because of that explanation ko, ibig sabihin na ba talaga may oil crisis? So unfortunately, wala pa po kasi ang may kapangyarihan lang mag-declare kung meron na talagang crisis is the president as advised by the appropriate secretary niya. Same din po yan pag bagyo na yung NDRRMC, yung nag-a-advise sa president na mag-declare na ng national emergency, state of national emergency or a crisis in a specific situation. So dito po, since oil ang pinapag-usapan, energy, yung DOE secretary po yung mag-a-advise yan sa presidente kung whether or not magdeklara na ba tayo ng crisis or ng national emergency. Okay, so one last clarification po para hindi kayo magulo. Currently, unfortunately, despite po the very high prices na of fuel natin, ay wala pa rin pong national emergency kasi wala pa nga pong declaration. Because according to our constitution, it is only the president who has the power to declare. Okay, pero despite that po, hindi po ako sang-ayon sa explanation ng government natin na ang basihan ay ang supply. Kung sapat ang supply, therefore wala daw crisis. Because again, the law states when public interest so requires. So this must be flexible or the government must be flexible on a case-to-case basis. So sa atin, since hindi po supply yung problema, kundi yung mabilis na pagdoble ng presyo, tapos nakikita naman po natin na that is already a public concern po talaga kasi ang dami na pong post, diba, lahat sa social media. Therefore, we can also consider that as a crisis despite kung sapat pa yung reserves natin. Okay, so yan po as to the basics nitong mga crisis or national emergency in relation to the oil industry ng bansa natin. Ngayon po, i-discuss ko naman yung constitutional provisions regarding this. Kung ano ba yung kapangyarihan ng presidente at kung ano yung trabaho at role ng Congress sa mga ganitong situation. Okay, so we're back in the 1987 Constitution of the Republic of the Philippines. And to be specific po, yung titingnan natin is Article 6, Legislative Department, and then Section 23. So Section 23, number 2 po, yung relevant provision sa atin dito. In times of war or other national emergency, the Congress may by law authorize the President for a limited period and subject to such restrictions as it may prescribe to exercise powers necessary and proper to carry out a declared national policy unless sooner withdrawn by resolution of the Congress, such power shall cease upon the next adjournment thereof. Or in simple terms, ito po yung tinatawag na emergency powers ng President na pwede ibigay ng Kongreso during times of war or other national emergency. Okay, so ngayon po, wala pa namang national emergency kasi wala pa nga pong declaration. Pero kung ma-declare nga na may oil crisis na talaga tayo, yung sisipa po, kasi di ba ang nakalagay dito, the Congress may by law authorize. So yung law po na yun is ito po yun, yung diniscuss natin, yung Section 14, letter E ng RA 8479. So ina-emphasize ko lang po yan na may batas na tayo kasi ang point ko po dito ay kung magkaroon po ng declaration ng national emergency in relation to oil, pwede po agad mag-exercise na yung president ng emergency powers. Hindi na niya kailangan mag-antay pa ng batas from Congress kasi pag mag-aantay pa po, made-delay pa ngayon yung mga remedy na kailangan ng tao or yung mga solutions na kailangan po ng taong bayan to address a potential or a possible oil crisis. At yung reason po kaya ko na-emphasize na hindi na nga po magkakadelay kasi currently, di ba, yung gusto po ni PBBM i-suspend yung excise tax sa fuel. Pero nakikita natin ngayon yung process ng government natin na despite it being certified already by urgent PBBM, hindi pa rin po talaga ma-approve yung pagtanggal ng excise tax. Ngayon, ang next question, kung mag-declare talaga ng national emergency or state of emergency, ano yung mga very powerful na power na meron ng presidente? And for that po, lilipat tayo sa Article 12. Yan, so Section 17 din po of Article 12, in times of national emergency when the public interest so requires, the state may during the emergency and under reasonable terms prescribed by it temporarily take over or direct the operation of any privately owned public utility or business affected with public interest. So kung makita po ninyo, itong Section 17 ay actually inulit lang ng Section 14E, RA 8479. Okay? So in simple terms po, ibig sabihin nito ay pwede mag-take over yung government ng mga private companies para ma-address yung mga problema na hinaharap po ng taong bayan in relation to that national emergency. So in this situation po, kung let's say sa oil problem, sa mataas na presyo ay nag-declare ng national emergency or oil crisis, pwede po yan i-take over ng government natin yung mga gasoline stations, the private gasoline stations, tapos i-regulate nila ngayon yung presyo para ma-maintain at a certain figure lang. 'Di ba? Kasi alam naman po natin currently hindi naman po tumataas yung sweldo ng lahat, yung income ng lahat, pero tumataas yung presyo ng langis, nagta-times 2 na. So sobrang hirap po siya malabanan talaga ng ordinary member of the taong bayan, 'di ba? Kasi yun nga po, walang corresponding increase in salary naman. Okay, so quick break lang po, my fellow taong bayan, mga ka-C-More, at gusto ko lang po kayo pasalamatan kasi we have recently crossed po 390,000 na po tayo na subscribers sa YouTube. Parang kailan lang po, nasa 380 tayo, no? Yung reminders ko pa ulit-ulit 380. So maraming salamat po sa inyong lahat na nakasubscribe, and of course, thank you in advance sa mga magsasubscribe pa lang po. And then tandaan po ninyo, pag sa YouTube po kayo magsasubscribe, 100% libre po. Basta sa YouTube yon. Okay, so hopefully po you can consider subscribing sa YouTube, and of course, i-like din po mismo itong video na to. Ngayon, tuloy po tayo sa discussion. Alam naman po natin when we talk about the oil industry, hindi lang naman talaga yan oil industry period, kundi that involves other sectors din po of society kasi halos lahat naman ay kailangan ng gasolina para umandar yung negosyo nila, 'di ba? So kung ikaw po ay let's say mangingisda, kailangan mo gasolinahan para tumakbo yung pump boat mo. So yung mga yung ordinary and basic fishermen and farmers natin ay kailangan ng fuel, and even dun sa mga billion peso companies kasi pag dinideliver na nila yung mga goods ay kailangan din nila ng fuel dun sa mga transport vehicles nila. And in some industrial equipments din po, kailangan din ng gasolina talaga. So kung makita po ninyo, pag hindi talaga to masolusyonan or ma-prepare ng maayos ng government, ay malaking problema po talaga to para sa bansa kasi oil itself, yung gasolina nga po, ay nagagamit ng halos lahat ng members of society ng Republika ng Pilipinas. Okay, so yan lang naman po yung relevant provisions of the Constitution in relation to this. Ngayon po mag-decide na tayo ng actual Supreme Court case. At itong kaso po na to, kung ako tatanungin nyo, is actually pretty interesting po. Okay? So this case po is GR number 209216, February 21, 2023, Executive Secretary Mendoza, DOE, Department of Justice, so on and so forth, versus Pilipinas Shell Petroleum Corporation, Respondent, Supreme Court Manila, en banc. At yung ponente po is si Senior Associate Justice Leonen. So kung makita po ninyo, ang magkalaban dito ay yung government versus Shell na gasoline station. Okay, so yung pinaka nangyari po dito, kung tingnan nyo po pala, this is 2023 lang lumabas yung decision. So very recent. But this one po happened pa during the time of former President Gloria Macapagal Arroyo. In the year 2009 pa po. So this one po, ang pinaka nag-trigger kay former President GMA is Typhoons Ondoy and Pepeng, which successively ravaged Luzon, severely affecting over 9 million people and leaving almost 1,000 casualties, 700 injured and 84 missing. Tapos, on October 2, President GMA declared a state of calamity through Proclamation number 1898 and then nag-issue po siya ng Executive Order 839 directing oil industry players to maintain the oil prices of their petroleum products during the emergency. So dito po is a declaration of an oil crisis ni former President GMA dahil po sa bagyong Ondoy and Pepeng noong 2009. Okay, and because of that, na gusto ipa-maintain ni former President GMA yung presyo ng langis, nag-question ngayon yung Shell Philippines. Kine-question nila yung Section 14E of RA 8479, which is yung diniscuss po natin na magiging power ng presidente pag magkaroon ng declaration nga po of national emergency. So yung kine-question po dito ng Shell is that unconstitutional daw po itong provision na to kasi it violates the function or the power of the president kasi ang nakalagay po sa batas, DOE yung pinaka mag-i-implement nitong national emergency declaration. Okay, and then the pinaka-summary of this case po, natalo sa RTC and sa Court of Appeals yung government, meaning dineclaring as unconstitutional talaga itong Section 14E. Pero pag akyat po sa Supreme Court, in-overturn po yan nila. So ito po, pakita ko lang sa inyo. Accordingly, the petition is granted the June 25, 2013 decision and September 19, 2013 resolution. In the Court of Appeals, a reverse and set aside. Section 14E of RA 8479 is constitutional. Okay, and the reason po is very simple and straightforward lang because the DOE daw po is an alter ego naman of the president. Therefore, even if DOE yung nakalagay sa batas, it is still in effect the president yung nag-a-act pag ginagamit niya yung Section 14E of RA 8479 because of the alter ego doctrine. And yung pinaka-issue po talaga dito or yung pinapaglaban ng Shell is ito pong term sa Section 23, Paragraph 2 of Article 6 kasi yung nakalagay dito, Congress may by law authorize the president. Pero yun nga po, yung terms na ginamit ng 8479 is the DOE. However, as held dito by the Supreme Court en banc, ay sufficient compliance yun with the Constitution because the DOE nga po is the alter ego doctrine. Okay, so yung pinaka-point ko lang po talaga dito, yung problema natin ngayon sa bansa is the rapidly increasing prices of fuel. So meron namang solution doon, di ba? Pwede yan gawin ni PBBM yung ganito na ginawa ni PGMA in response to typhoons Ondoy and Pepeng. So makita nyo, di ba, yung EO 839 ni PGMA directed the oil industry to maintain the oil prices of their petroleum products during the emergency. So ano po yan? Nag-set si PGMA basically ng price ceiling. So yan lang po ang gusto ko i-share sa inyo na kaya nga labanan yung rapid increase ng price. Okay, but to be fair din naman po sa administration ni PBBM, hindi rin kasi siya something na pwede lang natin iset yung ceiling ng basta-basta. Kasi yung presyo nga po, yung international market na price ay tumataas din. So kailangan nila yun i-balance kasi baka mag-collapse nga rin yung mga private businesses natin dito. But to further combat that issue, yung second na issue na yun ay dun ngayon papasok na pwede i-subsidize ng government yung mga private entities para ma-address talaga. Okay, so yan lang naman po ang gusto kong ipakita dito and yung pinaka-point ko lang po talaga ay kung may gustong gawin ay may paraan naman, di ba? Kasi may powers naman po talaga yung government natin. And even if yun nga po, posibleng malugi yung mga private companies kasi taas ng taas sa international community, doon na ngayon papasok yung pag-subsidize ng government. Kasi may pera naman po pang ayuda, di ba? Yung government. So pwede rin nila yan idaan dito sa oil sector naman. Okay, and then lastly po, just additional food for thought. Kung titingnan po natin itong case na to, this is basically a case between the government and the private sector na mga oil companies po na nandito sa Philippines nag-ooperate. So when PGMA ordered or exercised her emergency powers, tas nag-set po siya ng price ceiling, nilabanan po siya ng private company na Shell. So ngayon, in the situation that we are currently facing, baka kaya ayaw mag-set ng price ceiling or mag-declare ng oil crisis ng admin is because baka binubulungan sila, di ba? And I think that is a reasonable conclusion naman po of a political observant. Kasi parang masyado na pong defensive when it comes to this oil situation. Laging sinasabi, sapat pa nga yung products, yung stock natin Pero despite that sapat, sobrang taas na po, 'di ba? Yung presyo. And hindi naman po normal yung ganong pag-increase. Okay, so yan lang naman ang mga additional food for thought natin. Hindi ko po sinasabing binubulungan talaga na. Pero yan lang yung mga naririnig kong mga kwento-kwento ng iba na kaya daw ganyan ay baka yun nga po, nagkakaroon ng bulungan kung saan-saan. Okay, so anyway po, hopefully klaro po yan. If you like more legal videos and current events, subscribe lang po kayo sa channel ko. And until next time, see you all po. Bye-bye!